Not everybody makes it out alive, and this is clear in these cultures, in these indigenous cultures. Not everybody makes it out alive. How do you find a spiritual practitioner that is not or a shaman, sorry, that's not going to cost you an arm, a leg, a uterus, a vagina, your armpit? Hello guys and dolls, welcome to Salt and Culture. It is another wonderful weekend, and as promised, I was going to provide some answers to the questions that you guys put in the comments and in the live stream. So here we are. I'm gonna get this out really quick. Excuse the attire, I have to run out and work out this morning, so I just threw this on. But anyways, let's get into it. So the most pertinent question, I also asked a question in the poll. If you guys are not on the community wall, please engage, check out the community wall, make sure you're subscribed and you put all notifications. You know, when you hit the subscribe button, that's not all. You have to go to that arrow, click all. That way, when I have a poll out for what kind of content you guys may be interested in, you're able to see that. Now let's just delve into it. So the question that won to be the video response that I'm going to do today was a question about how to find an Aya practitioner, right? Here's how I did it. If you guys already know, there are extremely popular places, especially in South America, where people go for plant medicine, healing experiences, etc., right? One of the most popular being Rhythmia, right? There are other places, there are other, very well-known places, but like Rhythmia is quite expensive depending on what, to the average person, right? But the Rhythmia is probably like, I think it would go from 1,000 something to, and the real, you want an actual real experience, it goes up to the, I think 3K and up even, when last I did my research. And there are other places like that are luxury, supposed to give you, anyways, they say they're supposed to give you that luxury experience, patati patata. But in essence, plant medicine is found almost any indigenous culture in the world taps into plant medicine. For especially if you're Igbo like myself, Nigerian Igbo, you're Cameroonian, or you're from Gabon. Gabon is really, they really understand this stuff, right? But for many different cultures around the world, and for eons they've been doing this initiation into adulthood, right? For the most part, there are initiation rites that you have to go through, right? And some of these, a lot of these actually, when you're coming of age, depending on what path you're supposed to go to, or even to find what your purpose is, shamans in the community take these children in, take these people in, and walk them into, their coming of age. We interrupt this video to urge you that if you like the information that you're getting on this video, please like, subscribe, and share to anyone that you think will benefit from it. Thank you. Let's carry on. And depending on where you're from, some of these rites are far harder than others. Far more, life-threatening, so to speak, than others. And what this means is that during initiation rituals into adulthood, womanhood, whatever, not everybody makes it out alive. And this is clear in these cultures, in these indigenous cultures. Not everybody makes it out alive. Some people don't come back. Some people do come back. A lot of people, everybody, those who come back, they come back different to some capacity, right? It's supposed to channel you into, bring you into adulthood, womanhood, whatever stage you're trying to go into, right? So this initiation rituals also tap into plant medicines. This is just FYI, okay? So with that in mind, understand that, and now think like, do people in these cultures, are they paying that price? Are they paying thousands, blah, 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 blah? No, they're not. you know. Some people are offering yam, some people are offering, you know, tithe, some people are offering actual money. So it all differs to what the shaman needs, what kind of culture you're in, etc. Right? I personally believe in paying your spiritual practitioners if this is their means of livelihood. 100% believe in it. I also believe that people should charge what they want, not for basic life necessities that I need this, I need that, but you know, for your small business or whatever, you're doing your thing on the side and it's a luxury and people want to experience that. Charge whatever. If you want to save, charge 60 billion million. That's your business. Do you understand? And then the people who value it will come. The people who value, but you know, whatever the case may be, you get my point. But for those who don't have the finances for that kind of so-called luxury experience, and I question what luxury is, right? Because again, with these experiences, first of all, you're not guaranteed to come back with everything intact. Some people actually get unalived by these experiences. We interrupt this video to urge you that if you like the information that you're getting on this video, please like, subscribe, and share to anyone that you think will benefit from it. Thank you. Let's carry on. In indigenous, it's just a norm. Some people don't come back, and some people come back. Everyone comes back with some insight and learning, but some people may come back worse and they need to do it again, or they need some help with this and that, you know what I mean? But either way, I want to get straight to the point for how to. I just want to keep you this in mind so you understand value, right? The value of these things, right? Of this experience, plant medicine experience, right? And I would tell you that from the work that I saw my practitioner do, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work to perform an Aya ceremony. That's why also these, new, businesses, spiritual business, and I think it's a little bit corrupt, right? But places like Rhythmia and all of this, houses and places for people to experience the spiritual healings and plant medicines and whatnot. I have some gripe with them. I'm not going to go deep into that, but these places do group Aya ceremonies, etc. Knowing what I know from my research, I find that to be insane. Knowing what you guys saw from my experience, right? That video with my experience, you imagine 5 of us, forget that. Imagine 3 of us experiencing and living through, doing it together. And the chaos that ensues once you're in. Some people it's blissful, but a lot of people, things happen. Imagine, and you're doing group. Imagine those energy. I think are very risky, in my opinion, right? But they will do group ones and still charge you those thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Now, there are also real indigenous shamans that have practiced this for generations and generations and generations, passed down through their mothers, their aunties, whatever, this wisdom and this knowing passed down generation from generation to generation that really understand this. And some practitioners also, who while it wasn't passed down from the lineage, have been ingrained in that culture and understand this. Right, have dealt with different plant medicine, some specified just in Aya, some specified in other indigenous medicines, wherever you are, in the world. All right, so you can go to those places and pay very, very, very little. And I'm saying little based on like American economy, maybe you're in Nigerian economy, maybe you're in South Africa, currency, Ghana, currency, translate that currency into the currency of wherever you are, right? If you're going to do it in Gabon, then think about the currency exchange and all that, right? But affordable for the average person, or attainable for someone with an average salary of, I'm going to use, let's say, American terms. Let's say you're making 50K, 60K a year, right? Unfortunately, people are still making that in this horrible economy. That's damn near poverty, but a lot of people are making like 60 something K. You would be able to afford an experience like that with a seasoned shaman of the soil, right? I use a practitioner, but you can use a seasoned shaman for this. And going to the villages or wherever they are in the city, but most of them are in a forest area and the villages, because that's how they tap in. They need those energies, they need that earth, they need that environment sometimes. And obviously you can find them in the city as well. Not every shaman wants to be in the village in one place somewhere small, but you can find them in these areas. So how did I find them? Give me that knowledge. So I want to encourage you to do your own research about the value of this, where you can find that, look into your own finances, and then more importantly, please work on your connection to the divine. If you go on my community wall, you would see that I put one of my favorite spiritual teachers. Now he goes by Mystic Flores. Sometimes his name's change all the time. He goes by Mystic Flores, and he has this book on how to connect to the divine. Work on your divine connection. That is the most paramount and most important thing of your whole spiritual life on earth and journey. Learn how to figure out how to connect to the divine, so that you will know if you're ready for this type of experiences, if you need it, or maybe if you're able to tap into these things even without going to the plant medicine experience. Okay. All right. So how do you find a spiritual practitioner that is not, or a shaman, sorry, that's not going to cost you an arm, a leg, a uterus, a vagina, your armpit, and your generation? How do you do that, right? What I discovered is a place called Retreat Guru. Repeat after me. Retreat Guru. It's a website, right? Retreat Guru. You go on that website and you look under like plant medicine, psychedelic experiences, right? You look under that and you would see an array globally of different places in Europe, in South America, etc. Go and filter and find what country you're going to. Someone in the comments said they're in Costa Rica. I saw you. Hi, love. I know you're in Costa Rica. You just got into Costa Rica. I don't know how long you're going to be there for, but I hope this helps you. You can find someone in there. If you want to go to the same practitioner that I use, I sent her a message. I'm waiting for her to respond and let me know if she's still in town, if she's still, and once she gets back to me and she gives me the okay, I'm going to drop it here. But that's where I found it. And my experience was under $400, right? It's still very expensive for some people, but relatively affordable compared to others, compared to the big houses like Ritmia, right? And the other places that you can find in Costa Rica and different places in the world, Brazil, all these places, right? So Peru is a big destination as well. However, go under there, find your city, and then now start digging into the practitioners and what they offer and what sits well with you, which is why I say know thyself. Work on your own spiritual connection to the divine so you would have discernment. We interrupt this video to urge you that if you like the information that you're getting on this video, please like, subscribe, and share to anyone that you think will benefit from it. Thank you. Let's carry on. And you do a lot of research. You would find that person, you would see, they would list out what they do, what ceremonies, when, and then under Retreat Guru, you can send them a message. It connects to your email. I think you get a copy of that to your email, right? And then that practitioner will now reach out to you. You can also reach out to them, right? So you utilize that messaging portal. Sometimes also you might have an email, you can go just email them there, right? They will provide the information. And you look at the correspondence. What will a good practitioner do? A good practitioner is going to be, has done a few ceremonies before, They're going to give you their credentials. You can have a conversation with how long they've been doing it for. A good practitioner is going to tell you how to prepare for this, going to give you a list of things to do to prepare your mind, to prepare your body, everything for this. A good practitioner is going to go into the science, because spirituality is also highly scientific. Make no mistake. That's why this religion nonsense, I don't delve into it. I do not encourage it. I do not encourage religion on this platform. I'm just being honest, right? Work on your spiritual connection to the divine. Work on your spiritual connection to everything around you and yourself. Connecting everything around you. That's what's important, right? And it's very, very scientific. It's not hearsay, but it's very scientific. It's palpable. It's tried, tested, and true, and iterated several times, right? So I'm going to need you to do that. I'm going to need you to make sure you do that, so that way you understand and can discern, this is a practitioner I can work with, this somehow dangerous. They will give you the information. You go do a digger, you go do a deeper dive into them and see as much as you can find about them on the internet. Look at their reviews, delve into the reviews and see, is this something that maybe someone who's nefarious or someone just, maybe they paid someone to write, or is this real? And from my experience looking through that site, it's not a site that people just go and type rubbish. A lot of the experiences on there they seem quite real and genuine and legitimate to me. So that's why I went Retreat Guru, okay? And I did, a deep dive. I said a dig dive. I delved deeper. I dug deeper. I burrowed deeper, right? And you read and you correspond and you see what they provide. They will ask about your physical health as well. A real practitioner will ask about your physical health. Has your pastor ever done that? Has your imam? Anyway, some of them do. Some of these religious people, they try their best with what they know. Let's be fair. So, but yes, you have to. They will ask you about your physical well-being, your bill of health, your mental health, your spiritual health and practice. They're going to give you a diet plan to follow so that your entire body is cleansed and in a state that is highly elevated for these experiences to do their work. And your practitioner will do the same work to themselves. Your practitioner will also have their system, because they're going to also be taking in the medicine, right? Maybe not all of them, but some of them also take in the medicine. Either way, they have to be in that state to guide you. It's work, and that's why I believe in paying your practitioners or paying your shaman, because no be beans. The work that they do, you will see now. It's not a joke. 7-8 hours with you, guiding you, knowing fully well that you might never make it back. It's a lot of work and trust, and it's a lot that they put into this. They deserve every dime they get, right? So dig and look and see. Then when you find the best for you, maybe you have 4 or 5 listed that are really good, then now you can also now look at, okay, how much does it cost? How much do I need to save? How much can I afford? Then look at the time periods they're available for, because don't go and research and think that when I get into the country. No, reach out to them and figure out when they're available. Is it next year? Is it in a month's time? How long are these things for? Some people do a full retreat so that they can prepare themselves with the practitioner, right? Some people do like 3 days. So the first day, they prepare your mind and your body. They are there. So that way there's no room for error. Like you're not, in a space where maybe you're with your kids in the house and you can't cook certain things, you can't do certain things, you can't, for whatever reason, you can't put your body and yourself into that space and you need help. That's why some people go on retreats, full-on 3-day retreats, 1-week retreats even, to get their body, mind and everything ready for this, right? So a good practitioner or a good shaman will ask you for these things. Very, very important to note, okay? Look at the language that they're using, etc. So yeah, I say go to Retreat Guru, do a deep dive into the kind of medicine you want. There's Aya, but there are also many other kinds of plant medicines. You can also do your research and say maybe Aya takes a very long time. There are some plant medicines that just boop, like the frog one, right? Where it literally takes just a few minutes and you experience like everything times 10 that you probably experience with Aya, right? But Aya is really, really intense and really, really good, but it's hard. To me, it's like probably one of the hardest. It's tough, right? And for some people, it's just so blissful, right? Aya is Harvard. Aya is Harvard, okay? But there's so many different plant medicines. So do your research on this and go to Retreat Guru. I don't know why you go on this YouTube, you go everywhere. Nobody really tells you. Everybody's saying, oh, my experience, but nobody's telling you how to find a practitioner. And not only that, how to find a practitioner that is within your budget, that is within your, like your spiritual level, like where you're at. Can they be where you're at? Do they even speak your language? Do they speak your language? Do they understand you? Can you communicate with them and tell them, fire is burning me in the spirit, come on. And they're like, yo no entiendo lo que está pasando, nena. Vive, ¿qué? You're going to indigenous people's lands and you're going to, so maybe if you're going to Gabon, you don't speak French. You don't speak Fang, you don't speak the language. You're going to Equatorial Guinea, you don't speak Fang. You're going to wherever it is in the world that you want to go do these medicines. You're going to Brazil, you don't speak Portuguese, no fire Portuguese. I want to go and do, you have to make sure that your practitioner speaks your language. And truthfully, a lot of practitioners speak English or have someone who speaks very fluent English, but the point here is to just make sure that you are picking someone who you're aligned with. Okay, all right, Godspeed, you guys. I really hope this helps, and until next week, please feel free to drop more of your questions in the comments. And I already have 2 video topics that we spoke about lined up, so if there's anything you want to speak on, or if you want to speak on how you found your Aya practitioner, your plant medicine practitioner in the USA, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Gabon, Brazil, Costa Rica, wherever it is in the world you are or you want to go to, wherever it is that you have found your own practitioner, please share. How did you find your spiritual practitioner, your Aya practitioner, your plant medicine practitioner? How did you find your shaman? How? Who is your shaman? If they allow you to share that information and share all their details just like that, then share your experience so people know and have options in this community, in this little village of ours. Until next week, I have been Chichi for Salt and Culture. I love you all so much. You guys are the salt of the earth.